Hello, Eternum, and welcome to KOTT News, Eternum's #1 source for news. And this is the War Report. Dynamic change in the history of Eternum last night as the forces of hideouts convert the rain-drenched mountain region of Morningdale. Over in rapid fashion, KOTT News were on the scene to get reactions from the victors. Would you care to say a few words about the fight?
First, we have a shout out to the goats.
A little goat spillage over here onto the Eldorado server, huh?
Yes, today we tried the Gonzalo Goats' comp this morning. I wanted to try it out, something different, something new. Thought it would be exciting.
Yeah, exciting it was. Into the gates and onto the fort flag in about 12 minutes flat. How do you feel about it?
Definitely feel good about it. We were a bit surprised off the lip, just because it looked like they sent the majority of their army towards the right side, and they gave us full control of their road and bomb. I think they had something spicy set off the lip. Other than that, once we got settled, once we 1B rotated to C, it was done. It was a done deal.
Yeah, indeed it was. Was there anybody out there who stood out in their performance for you guys tonight?
So shout out JDB, just JDB, honestly. Those guys are good, I'm friends with a lot of them. Very close friends, they came out, they helped me achieve this comp that I wanted, this comp was pretty spicy, and I needed some players, and they were out there for me, So it was a big shout out, big thanks to them.
Well, right on. Well, now that you're in control of the Northern Mountain region, what are your intentions for the hamlet and, in fact, all of Morningdale?
I think right now we're going to chill a little bit, We've had a couple of attacks now, a couple of defenses. I guess one defense. So I think we're going to chill out a little bit, relax, and then we'll see where we push next.
A closer outcome in Monarch's Bluff as Guerrilla Town forces hold out to talk about the outcome. Well, great fight out there tonight. They did get into the fort in about 15 minutes, but before we get to that, I'd like to talk about the transition onto the Bravo Point 50-50. Was there some confusion on the Alpha Charlie swing that they had going there?
I'm not sure if we just didn't recognize the split quick enough, or if people weren't listening to the caller. I will have to watch some VODs and see, but that kind of seems to be a recurring issue with us. We need to get our rotates down a lot better.
Well, you did end up settling in on the Bravo Point, and it did give you about 10 minutes outside, but they did get inside, 15 minutes, where you held for the duration. Diligent choke management, anything out there that stood out in those moments for you?
Hey, we got some new players in here that have been helping us out. Roll on the point having him back on point is huge. RB game is strong because of it. He's the man, the GOAT.
Civic matter for you real fast. Once again, I got to ask, do you have any ambitions to continue to expand beyond this region on the island?
Well, John, there's a lot of counter pushers out there these days, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to push. They don't like war content, but that's all right. We'll keep defending and we'll keep holding. And they can push us all they want. If we push their territory, they're sure to push us, and we'll get a roll out of it anyways. So it should be good.
Returning to our ongoing coverage of the musical drum circle in the desert, community members were able to rally their efforts and incapacitate the mighty worm before it caused too much damage to the venue. Civic leaders are in discussion as to what to do about this new discovery in the desert, and KOTT News will bring you more on this story as it develops. With all the attention in the desert, infrastructure in the hamlet of Spyglass Ridge continues to suffer from loss of trade from Old First Light. As such, citizens are encouraged to spend their afternoon assisting the hamlet with improvements in order to prepare for what may come next. Because if things go poorly tonight, citizens may have to retreat back south after a 40% chance of corruption invasion storms across the northern rim. Another submission for Simulated Fantasy Combat Resolution tonight, brought to you by LARPCO. Remember, if it isn't LARPCO, it's cardboard. Tonight, the Covenant converts of OPR Esports assail the syndicate members of Beating My Worm for control of the barely controllable Restless Shore. OPR Esports returned to combat after a 2-week hiatus, checking in at the bottom of the mud hill to see how fresh their core group stability is. But Beating My Worm has been out in the desert doing exactly that, working on group communication and teamwork themselves, improving their ability to overcome adversity together. We'll have any late-breaking outcomes and reactions from the citizens tonight at 11. Until then, this has been War Correspondent JChalant, KOTT News.